Hello, everyone. This is Scarlett. I've been seeing a lot of concerning stuff online lately, and I really want to talk about it. So, here we go. Let's talk about the ultimate slap in the face that stay at home mothers deal with every single day. If a woman is a stay at home mom, yes, she handles the house and the kids during the day. That's her contribution. And nobody is saying men can't take a minute to breathe when he walks through the door at 5 p.m. Let him decompress from his workday. That's fair. But after that, it is time to clock in as a partner and a father. He needs to step up, help with the kids, cook them dinner, and let his wife rest. Give her a chance to take a shower in peace, take a nap, or just exist without a tiny human climbing on her. And once a month, give her a full day freedom to do something by herself without the kids. But instead of doing that, a lot of men expect women to work 24-hour shift with zero breaks. And when she finally hits the breaking point, when she is physically exhausted, mentally drained, and crying from pure burnout, do you know what they say to her? You signed up for this. No, she didn't. She signed up to raise a family with a partner, not to adopt a grown up dependent. She signed up to build a life with someone, not to run a 24-hour isolation ward where her health is completely discarded. Think about the double standard. If a man works 9 to 5, he gets a lunch break, he gets coffee breaks, and he gets to clock out. But when a stay at home mother asks for a single uninterrupted shower or a monthly day to herself, suddenly she's complaining about what she signed up for? Saying you signed up for this is just a disgusting way for an unaccountable man to shift the blame. It lets him look at his wife drowning, feel absolutely zero guilt, zero empathy about holding the anchor. It is cruel, it is lazy, and it is exactly why women are looking at the whole deal and saying, if this is what I'm signing up for, you can keep the pen. And here's the thing. You see, a woman will wake up, a mother will wake up in the middle of the night while the husband ignores the crying baby and stays asleep, whether he's going to work that morning or not. He'll do it. He'll just sleep, right? Yes, there are exceptions to the rule. There are some fathers who help their wives and care about their kids, of course. I'm not saying that doesn't exist because it does. But it's like first she's deprived of her sleep because she has to be the one to always get it. So she's always deprived of sleep. And then you go to work and she's still working. And then you take a break. And then guess what? She doesn't get to take that break that you're taking for 30 minutes. She doesn't get to take a 30-minute break because she's still working. And then when you get home and you're decompressing, now she's starting her second shift because you decide, okay, well, my idea of decompressing is just to clock out entirely, ignore my children, don't cook for them, just full out neglect them and do nothing with them because the woman's there. That is so disgusting behavior from a man. It's like, and also, and only that, think about this. When you leave from your job, hello, when you leave from your job, your coworkers are left there to pick up what you didn't do, what you didn't finish. So technically, you get a break from taking care of your children when they cry in the middle of the night. You take a break for 30 minutes during your lunch break, and then you get to take the rest of the day off while your coworkers are still doing their jobs. And then you also get to neglect your children. You also get to neglect your wife, and you get to do nothing all day long and then spend time with your buddies. And when a woman is crying from being burnt out, you just say, she signed up for this. No, she didn't sign up to be mentally, emotionally neglected by her husband and the father of her children. She really didn't. So if you are stuck in the traditional mindset, just know that traditional men actually spent time with their children. The wife cooked and cleaned and took care of the kids when the husband was at work. But also, when the husband got home, he actually interacted with his kids and played with them and taught them life lessons. That's how that went. Well, this isn't about you then. You don't have to care about women's mental and emotional well being. Just know with that mindset, no woman wants to procreate with you. Your bloodline can just die out because you're going to be alone. So you can keep your ego. Women don't care. The abortion ban and the restrictions, they thought by banning abortion, then women would be forced to have children. Well, guess what? According to statistics, the birth rates are still dropping. And you want to know why they're dropping? Because women are like, well, we're stuck with grown men babies who won't take care of their responsibilities at home. And we're feeling neglected and burnt out. So you know what happens then? Women said, okay, we're just going to pick the bear and be single. And all these men bloodlines can just die out because we're done with it. So men can either laugh, mock, or be dismissive like you into extinction of your own bloodline, or you can grow up and take accountability for your actions and realize that women are not pets. Children are not pets. Children are real, living, breathing human beings. And I don't know what society taught men, but do you really think looking at your wife sobbing her eyes out, wanting a break, is like an inconvenience to you? Oh my gosh, oh look, another human that I made a vow to is suffering. How can I make this about myself and why I shouldn't give a damn about her? Just stop. Because if you don't, women have been screaming it from the rooftops. If you do not evolve, then your bloodline is going to die out with you because nobody wants to have your children. It's that simple, people. Evolve or go extinct. You can laugh, mock, and dismiss and be indifferent into your very own extinction because women do not care at this point. Either let go of your ego or your bloodline dies out. Make your choice. Yes. Yes, exactly. Evolve means to become mature adult, take accountability for your actions. Yes. You either stop having this mindset that just because a woman is at home with your kids, that means you get to neglect her mental and emotional needs and your children's mental and emotional needs as well. Women, a lot of men say, oh, feminism did this. When in reality, women are just saying, we're not against families. Women are saying, we love families. We love children. We would love to get married. We would love to have these things. We would die to have these things. They absolutely would. But men refuse to acknowledge that their job is to support their partner and their children. And when women feel like they're drowning and no one's listening and no one's helping, they want to be single. So either evolve or die out because no one wants to have kids. That's all it is. Women have been screaming it forever. I'm a broken record. It's just men's egos that won't let them think they have to look in the mirror. The only thing feminism does is allow women to get out of abusive situations. I've never heard a woman say, I hate families, women shouldn't get married just because they shouldn't. It's always women don't get married to a man if he's going to act like a child. Because all you're doing is setting yourself up for heartbreak and being a married single mother and having to deal with a deadbeat married father. Well, then, like, that's fine. If you don't want to have kids, well, specifically you, that's fine. But there are a lot of men who talk about wanting to have kids. Not all men want to have kids, and that's your business. You don't have to have kids. You can be single if that makes you happy, if that's fulfilling to you, sir. That's okay with women. We don't care. We we're happy being single. If you're happy being single, that's okay. I'm talking about the men who do want to get married but choose not to take care of their families. That's who I'm talking about. Not men as a whole, because not all men take care of their kids and not all men neglect their families. There are plenty of men out there who see their wife and children and think the world of them and love to spend time with their family and look at their wife and say, you know what, you're a human being and I love you, and you're obviously overwhelmed and drowning. Here, have some time to yourself. I'll take care of the kids. You know, that's what women need. They need a man who wants a family and says, okay, you're drowning. You need help. It's not going to kill the man, because a lot of these types of men, they don't get it. Women are getting sick and tired of being treated as if they don't have a breaking point. All human beings have a breaking point. We all do, men and women, when enough is enough. You know, enough is enough. So, why would a man want to get married and neglect a woman's needs and the children's needs? Because I can tell you right now, growing up in a household where where my uncle, because I didn't have a dad, he wasn't the warm fuzzy type. He was he was a bully and treated me like trash. And so I've also seen other families where, like, the kids are just so miserable and so depressed. They absolutely are miserable and so depressed because their fathers don't want anything to do with them. They just want the title of being husband and the title of being father, while completely ignoring that their children are living, breathing human beings with thoughts and feelings and needs of their own. So, if you're a man who doesn't want to have children or get married and you want to be single, that's good. If you're a man who loves your family and treats them how they should be, that's good. But if you're a man who thinks that the world revolves around you and your wants and needs and everyone else can go fuck themselves, then you're a piece of trash and you shouldn't have a family. Because nobody wants to live in that environment. Allahu Akbar, sister. Um, Hi. I don't know what that means. Um, but yeah, hello. I I don't want men to think I hate them, because I don't. I just want them to understand that their families need them and more than just a paycheck. Because, kind of like when you're dating a girl, you don't just give her $50 and say, okay, well, I'll see you next week. And then don't text her, don't call her, don't spend any time with her. Just give her $50 and say, okay, see you next week. That's basically how marriage is. Except Islam's sister. No, bro, I'm a Christian. I'm not accepting Islam. So don't make this video about Islam because that's not how it's gonna go. Yeah, why try telling these men that? Because they're not listening. A lot of these men don't treat women as their equals, though. That's the problem. They don't. They don't treat them like they're equals. They treat them like they're subservients, like they're trophies. And I'm getting sick of it. So, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna ramble on too much. The video's already getting long as it is. So, yeah. Well, I hope you have a nice day. Please like and share this video because I really need it to get around, you know, and women are treated equal. Best religion. Bro, I've seen too much to know otherwise. But I'm not getting into that. Hope you have a nice day.